Every day seems to begin with another tragedy, another war, another disaster, another crisis, another headline that makes us wonder, what is happening to our world? Some believe these are nothing more than random events. Others say humanity has always lived through difficult times. But there is one book, a book written thousands of years ago, that described a time remarkably similar to the one we live in today. It didn't name modern nations. It didn't mention technology. It didn't give us a date. But it did leave us with signs. Signs that have led millions of people to ask one unsettling question. Are we living in the end times? What you're about to hear isn't speculation. It isn't a conspiracy theory. It isn't someone's prediction. It's what the Bible actually says. Before we go any further, there's something important we need to understand. The Bible was never written to spread fear. Its purpose has always been to warn, to teach, and to give hope. When Jesus' disciples asked him what the signs of the end of the age would be, he answered with words that have been studied for centuries. In Matthew 24:6-8, Jesus said, "You will hear of wars and rumors of wars. Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in various places. All these are the beginning of birth pains." Notice something important. Jesus never said that one war would mean the end had arrived. He never said one earthquake would be the final sign. Instead, he described a series of events, like the pains of childbirth, small at first, then growing stronger, announcing that something greater is coming. But mark this, there will be terrible times in the last days. He goes on to describe people who would become lovers of themselves, lovers of money, proud, arrogant, disobedient, ungrateful, and without love. It doesn't take long to recognize many of these attitudes in today's world. Yet this passage wasn't written so we could point fingers at everyone else. It was written to make us ask a more personal question. What does my own heart look like? Jesus also warned about deception. In Matthew 24:24, he said, "For false messiahs and false prophets will appear and perform great signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect." We live in a time where information can reach millions of people in seconds. Not everything we hear is true. Not everyone who claims to speak for God actually does. That's why the Bible encourages us to test everything against God's word. Now here's the question that has puzzled people for generations. Can anyone know when the end will come? Jesus answered that question clearly. In Matthew 24:36, he said, "But about that day or hour, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father." No one. Not a preacher, not an expert, not someone on social media. Whenever someone claims to know the exact date, they are claiming something Jesus himself never claimed. So, if we can't know the day, why did Jesus tell us about the signs? Because his goal was never to make us afraid. His goal was to wake us up, to remind us that this life is temporary, and that every day is another opportunity to draw closer to God. Jesus said in Luke 21:36, "Be always on the watch and pray." It's an invitation to live ready, not in fear, but in faith.